got to kick it off with a killer to grab attention. Then you got to take it up a notch.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us.
Who are you?
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
Cells. Interlinked.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to Debaser, a film podcast. This is the second and final part of our Blade episode. If you somehow missed part one, please go back and listen to it first, as this episode picks up right where we left off, which is approximately halfway through the film and our conversation. We ended up talking for over 4 hours, so I had to split that in half, and also one of us was on vacation, and we will talk about that on the next episode. There is a lot to dish, because one half of Debaser went to Japan for Star Wars Celebration, and we are very excited to talk about that. Anyway, we now bring you back to the episode. Enjoy. So back at the base, Whistler explains to Karen that Blade is a daywalker. This is halfway through the movie.
That's right.
And he just now starts explaining what Blade is, because Karen has picked up that he's not human now. But he explains that Blade is a daywalker. He's half human and half vampire. He has all of their strengths and none of their weaknesses, except the thirst for blood, which is overtaking his serum that he ordinarily uses to suppress his bloodthirst. Whistler also explains that he had a family once, but a vampire killed them, leading to Whistler hunting them for years. He discovered Blade as a teenager and raised him to hunt vampires with him. We then cut to a beach just before dawn where Frost and his lackeys have kidnapped Udo Kier. I don't remember his character's name. They only use it once or twice.
Yeah, I don't remember
It's like
either.
Giannetti or something.
Yeah, something like yeah, that's very close.
Yeah.
Do you want me to look it up?
Nah.
Okay.
They expose him to sunlight and he explodes.
So, how fortunate is that they did not need this guy apparently for their blood sacrifice fight?
Right.
I was thinking about that.
I think he did the research to be like, okay, I don't need this guy. I can kill him maybe at this point, because he's deep into his Lamagra research.
Yeah.
He's the only one who is
Somehow,
getting anywhere
yeah,
with
the
it, because
only one.
they even say multiple times, we've already read this shit. It doesn't mean anything. You're wasting your fucking time.
All the
But
vampires
clearly
keep
he's done his
saying
homework
that to him.
Yeah.
And even another one, when they're doing the ceremony,
Gets killed.
is threatening
Yeah.
Frost's
Yeah.
Yeah.
girlfriend.
They're like,
and she
good thing
stabs
you're
him.
the guy to talk back because we don't need you.
Yeah. So I guess they didn't need that guy either.
I
'Cause
guess.
she kills him before the ceremony too. Because I was thinking
They
that.
had
I was
extras
like,
just in case.
well, you know what? Maybe
You know?
because maybe they just needed one person from each family. Because they just need one from each glyph.
Yeah,
But
basically,
then you think that they would have backups for those family members and just kill all those families.
They shipped them all in, yeah.
Yeah.
A concentration camp style, They're just like, yeah, shit. That's what this movie is
That's too
doing
relevant.
the symbolism of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Relevant right now.
Frost
Let's
is a
not
Nazi
forget
vampire.
they were all gang members. So
Yeah, was this facility in El Salvador?
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, what do you think of Udo Kier exploding in the sunlight? It's a little... Some of the CGI hasn't aged well, is what I'm getting at.
That one I didn't feel like was that bad compared to some of the stuff.
Yeah.
There is one scene near the end that her and I were talking about, and I was looking away, thank God.
Oh, yeah.
Was it when he injects those two Chinese vampires with the exploding
They become
serum?
tomato monsters? No.
Yes.
Though, I
That
don't know
one
there's
was
still
rough.
worse stuff than that.
Yeah. I will say, I forgot to mention this earlier. A lot of the stunts and action choreography are so fucking good in this movie because they use Hong Kong stuntmen.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley Snipes was adamant about that. He's like, listen, they make way better action movies in Hong Kong. We gotta hire these guys, and that's why so many of the henchmen that he fights just happen to be Chinese.
Yeah.
It has
I didn't
a very
pick up on that.
70s blaxploitation feel to it too.
That was also intentional. David S. Goyer was totally had that on mind when he's writing it. Yeah, absolutely. Because the Blade comic was kind of a blaxploitation thing, but not in a cheeky knowing way. More they were just trafficking in it because that's what they knew, and it was white guys writing it anyway. Yeah. So anyway, we cut back to Karen at the base, who has stolen some of her lab equipment from the hospital, and she creates an agent. I believe it's called CDTA, but I didn't write it down here. That she was trying to make a cure for herself, but she accidentally made a weapon, and she shows it the Blade, and when you introduce it to vampire blood, it explodes violently.
It's awesome.
And so she puts it into this injector syringe for Blade to use.
It looks like a Glacier Freeze Gatorade.
It does.
I thought it was
Damn, you know the names? Hold on, are you a cop?
It's
Only-
blue Gatorade.
Yeah, only cops know the actual names of Gatorades. Have you not heard that joke?
Oh, I didn't
Light
know
blue
that.
and dark blue.
Yeah.
Really?
See, Glacier Freeze is maybe the only Gatorade I actually know the real
Yeah, I
name
don't
of.
know.
word.
Maybe the Fruit Punch one, which I think is red.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
What's
yeah.
the purple one called?
I don't know.
Thank God.
Okay, you cleared.
Gra-
Now
gra-
he's probably
Grimace.
thinking he doesn't know now. Just to
Now he knows. Shit.
He's just
you're
playing
fucking
dumb.
fed, dude.
Happy birthday, Grimace.
Blade leaves to go buy some serum from his favorite metaphysical store again, but he's intercepted by Frost this time, who is covered in sunscreen still and holding a child hostage. Frost has come to offer a truce, but Blade
And
rebuffs
he's-
him.
Stroking her neck in the weirdest
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
Bob,
weird.
it's with one finger, but he's holding her by the head. I don't know. It's like a Joe Biden kind of like weird vibe.
But
to
also
it.
very Elon Musk human
Oh,
shield,
yeah.
human
Oh.
child
Well, 'cause
shield
he's-
kind of vibe.
I mean, she is a human shield, in this, at least.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
and he's
That's where he
admitting it.
got the
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay,
rubs
Elon.
X's face in the same way. I think, too.
Did you notice that Frost's voice is a little different in this scene, too,
I
than it
didn't.
is in the rest of the movie? So this was the
It's because
first...
he's got a mouthful of sunscreen.
Yeah, on his tongue. That's right.
This was the first scene they shot, like, in chronological... Like, they didn't shoot the movie in chronological order. This was the first scene they shot. And Stephen Dorff hadn't quite figured out who Frost was. This was according to Wesley Snipes on the commentary track. And he's like... Or no, actually, Stephen told the story. I'm sorry. Wesley is in the room, though. And he's like, I hadn't quite figured out who Frost was just yet, so I was kind of still figuring him out. And he's like, but Wesley was giving me tips, but like was also like when I would suggest something, he would, if he didn't like it, he would shoot it down. And then if I like push back, he'd remind me like, hey, I'm actually a producer on this movie, so you have to listen to me.
Yeah.
And he's like, but honestly, like Wesley pushing me like that was really good. And like sometimes having that kind of like pressure and antagonism like makes you better on set. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
But it was just fun hearing that on the commentary.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, Wesley Snipes probably could direct and do some.
I'm really sad like he didn't have a bigger career because like his whole tax thing,
'Cause the IRS.
like
Yeah.
tanked it. Yeah.
Well,
He's-
we always have Tuong Fu.
yeah. He is really good in My Name is Dolomite, which he did after all of that.
You were telling me about that. I still haven't
Yeah.
watched it, but I need to.
Is Tu Wong Fu banned in Florida?
It should be. Yeah,
Should be, yeah,
I
for
watched
sure.
it like a couple decades ago before any of the.
They're taking ET
Ed Paul
down
away?
in the outfit, man.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
are
Yeah,
they
they
really?
ET in the trash.
That's crazy. I got to show it to my son before
Yeah,
it's gone
please.
forever.
Before DeSantis
Yeah.
forces them to edit it or something. Anyway, Frost is offering him a truce, but Blade rebuffs him and reveals that he knows he just needs him for the Blood God ceremony. But Frost is able to escape the encounter by throwing the small child into traffic, which causes Blade to decide to rescue her
Oh,
instead
dude.
of chasing after Frost.
This scene, scene pisses me off because this fucking bus is like a block away.
Oh, they had plenty of time to stop.
Like, plenty of time to stop, and it's just like I gotta make this route.
He was texting and driving. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Paying attention.
for sure.
But very early cell phones, so it's like
You have to
this big.
He's checking
press
his
one button like 3 times.
Yeah.
no.
He's playing Snake, or
There it is. Yeah.
But as this is happening back at Blade's hideout, Karen has successfully synthesized a
by
cure.
the seashore.
Hey, listen, I had an SH problem, and they put me in speech therapy for it when I was a kid, so still working
Your
over it.
SHs are great.
Yeah, they
Thank
are
you.
great. They're better than mine, buddy.
But she made a cure for vampirism. I can just work around it. And so she gives it to herself. However, it only works on vampires that were turned. It doesn't work on purebreds. But as she's doing this, Frost and his men storm the base and beat Whistler near death and kidnap Karen so that they can lure Blade. Blade returns to the hideout and finds Whistler tortured and bitten. And Blade cannot bring himself to shoot Whistler.
Hold on. There's
Yeah.
a tape that's on him.
There is
And
a
it
tape.
says,
VHS
Please
tape.
rewind on the tape.
Does it really?
Does it
Please
really?
make sure to.
Oh.
rewind.
It says "Watch me" on
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
watch.
that's
and
what I
they
remember
put a
saying.
blanket over him. He
Yeah,
pulls it
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So, and then you find out Whistler has more energy, so he could have pulled the blanket down the whole
Just
time.
been
He's just sitting
Later-
there like, I can't. It sucks. He sleeps like me. Apparently.
On the so Blade walks up to him and starts like dabbing
So-
him with a little piece of
Oh
gauze.
my god!
On the commentary track, Wesley is dying laughing because he just can't get over how stupid it is.
That is exactly
And
how
it's-
I was,
He's
and
just spreading the blood around.
Yes.
It's so
Yeah.
soaked.
and it like
doesn't
he
make
would
any
wipe
sense.
away a spot and like there would be no blood, and then it would cut to his face, and then it would cut to the full and blood would be back there, like fully back. And I'm like, that. What are you like? Why?
He's just spreading it around. It's not even like he's got like the.
He's kind of just like
wounds.
going in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wesley, but listening to Wesley like crack up is so enjoyable on the commentary. But yeah, Whistler is like, shoot me, and Blade can't do it, so he's like, just give me the gun, and he takes out his gun and hands it to Whistler. I got the energy
to shoot myself, but I can't pull this blanket off my fucking head.
It's not even a blanket; it's just a sheet.
Yeah,
it's like a top sheet.
It's not even a weighted blanket.
But Whistler starts scolding him and tells him to walk away, and then as Blade is walking away grimly, you hear the gun go off, and that's when Blade begins to prepare for war. He starts like making more of those like injector syringes with the explosion, vampire explodey stuff. What is the significance of the plant that he cuts the root off of? I've always wondered.
Okay.
It's just like a cool little thing that gets no explanation.
I'm a big
but it's
plant
so cool.
person. I love plants, and I was just like, why?
But
that is a healthy root system.
But I
am so upset.
To me, it's fascinating because like clearly that plant has like a high prominent place in the room, and he cares for it. You see it earlier when Karen's exploring the room, and like clearly he takes care of it and everything.
Yeah.
And then when he is like preparing for war, I think by him picking it up and slicing it, he's saying like
he's prepared to die.
Yes. He's like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
But
I don't know if
we had more scenes of him caring for the plant, trimming that water.
Right.
I was going to say, you watch the director or the commentary track, they don't say anything.
They don't mention it. And I was like really mad because I was like, I want more about this.
It's interesting.
My theory, I've never finished. I've only read bits and pieces of The Art of War, but it's one of Wesley Snipes' favorite books.
Okay.
He swears by, is it Sun Tzu? Is how you pronounce it? Sun Tzu. Wesley's obsessed with that book. He loves it. He like lives by that philosophy. And I wonder if there is something in that book about like caring for a plant. But then when you're going to war, like, do you like cut up your favorite plant?
I was gonna say maybe it's a reference to the comic books. I'm not. I
don't think it is because like almost nothing in the movie is from the comics.
Oh no shit!
Except for like character names, really.
Okay.
This is so far afield from
because it looks cool. I don't really.
Well, that's the thing. Even if it's just that, that's fucking amazing too. Because
they
don't do that in movies
would
anymore.
Be like, I think it would be more about like if you're ready to go to war and you think it's the last thing, plant the seeds for the future. Leave your legacy behind.
True. Yeah.
I think it might be that, but this. I'm just imagining he's like, no one's going to take care of this.
Right. I'm just going to kill it now so it doesn't have to just like slowly suffer and die.
Or maybe he thought he was going to synthesize more garlic, but he didn't know it wasn't a garlic plant or something. But it was just buying the little white vial. What the fuck?
If nothing else, it makes an incredible scene of him in slow motion just cutting the plant up, though. But it's great. So Blade storms Deacon's building and starts ripping through the guards without mercy. There's that great scene where one of them is like, please, I just work for them. And he just has a flashback of Whistler.
Yeah.
And he just goes right in his face.
Isn't it he
that's
pulls
what the
shotgun
Nazis said.
up through the waterfall and you see it?
Yes, it's so good. Because it's a really weird room full of like frosted glass windows and waterfalls. And he just drives his motorcycle through it.
Yeah.
You just hear the motorcycle revving and they're like, it's just one guy.
And then the sound starts fucking with them and they're all like, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Deacon's on like a headset just being like, yeah, come on. Like, what's so hard about this? Just catch him. And Quinn's like, you don't understand, man. He's got the sword and then the glaive. And he starts making fun of him. And he's like, shut the fuck up.
Goes, oh yeah, and the sword. And that, shut up.
Yeah.
I love that.
But he just starts blasting through all of these guys. Then he has like a really good 1-on-2 fight scene with these two like Chinese martial artists.
Is that where they're like kicking at each other?
So
but like they're just one roundhouse kick, another roundhouse, just back and forth, and we're like,
I stepped away and washed dishes, came back, they were still roundhouse,
just taking turns.
Yeah,
they were like, no, look how sick it is when I do it. Oh yeah, no, that looked sick. Now watch me.
Kind of reminds me of the lightsaber fight in Revenge of the Sith between Anakin and Obi-Wan, where they're missing each other. They're just
too choreographed.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like they're so equally matched in skill or whatever that like they're predicting each other's movements and shit, so they're not hitting anything.
Well, Blade finishes it by injecting him with that explodey stuff, and they turn into, as you said, tomato people before exploding into blood. And then Blade reaches Frost's bedroom and discovers his mother.
Yeah, big.
She's alive and serving as Frost's concubine, basically.
And it disarms him.
Yeah.
We find out that you can be born a vampire.
Yeah, a
in
purebred,
this movie.
as it's said.
So, I'm wondering if vampires over bit can reproduce too, or do you have to be pure-blooded? Because it made me wonder, wow, he's been with his mom for like 30 years. If vampires can reproduce, you'd think that they'd be like, this is your brother, and that would just be so fucking awkward.
I think you made a sequel right there, Alex. And it's printing money. And Marvel is calling. They're on your phone right now.
Deacon
The
Just.
sequel to the Marshall Ali one.
Yeah, maybe that's how they explain it. Because he's like, yeah, I'm Blade 2, baby. Like, I'm Blade Junior. What do you want?
Eric 2.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this has stunned Blade so much that he doesn't realize that a bunch of guards run into the room and stun him into full submission with those stun batons. And they drag him to the Blood God Ceremony building. I don't have a better name for it, sorry.
It's in downtown LA.
It is in downtown LA, as we learn as they leave.
Yeah.
But this is the point where the bad guy does the big monologue to our protagonist to explain what he's doing and why. And he also mistakes Blade's CDTA explodey stuff for his serum and just kind of tosses it off to the side, and it lands in like a crevice over the chamber. This is going to be important later.
Double foreshadowing.
Blade is led by his mother to a chamber that closes up over him, kind of like a
Like an Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Thank you. I knew it was Iron something. I couldn't think of it.
I actually feel like it's the old plastic molds from action figures that he's stuck in. Literally,
The ones that where you can make it
wristbands
at
that
your
have the twirly thing on the back.
But it like encloses in on him and drains his blood at the wrist so that it pours down into this intricate canal. And then Frost's lackeys escort the Vampire Council into different positions around Frost, and then Blade's blood begins dripping down onto them.
What noise does it make though?
Oh, it goes like kerbloop.
There's a very big CGI like blood.
It says it in the subtitles.
Pulling. You hear a very loud bloop. And then that begins the ceremony. Like a storm starts and there's like lightning and shit. And then the Vampire Council begin exploding into like winged angels that start crawling out of their mouths.
There's skeletons with wings that explode out from their skeletons.
You can see their skeletons.
That's right, because they also have skeletons that are dying as this happens.
Deacon gets hit with the blood and he smears it very erotically across his face.
Everything
really
everybody does in this movie is tinged with eroticism. It's so good.
Yeah.
Also, like every time Blade talks to his mom, it's like she's like seducing / enticing him.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to when he confronts her later.
The little weird, very poorly CGI'd little skeletons start flying around Deacon, then they start going through.
Yeah.
Then they start flying into his belly and shit. Yeah.
In the V cut in his shirt, they start getting
his shirt starts opening up.
Yeah.
He's doing an R. Kelly video like in the middle of the chamber. I know there's a different connotation now. Sorry.
There's something that we missed, which is that Blade, what's her name? The doctor?
Karen Jensen.
She's taken to this pit.
I skipped over this. I'm sorry.
And so she's dropped in there, and they said, not all of us get turned to vampires.
Sometimes something worse happens. And you turn into like a weird zombie thing.
So she gets dropped in there, and you find out the dude that she worked with previously is there.
The other guy from
he's
the
like,
hospital.
I still wanted to talk to you, or so he's still being a weirdo. And one of my favorite things about the scene is like, I feel like if this movie was made now, there would have been a long chase scene with her getting away from him. She just gets a femur bone and she fucking bonks the shit out of him.
She just beats him up and then climbs out of the thing as he's laying on the ground crying after her. She doesn't even get a catharsis by killing him.
It's great. It's perfectly done.
The way it's done, it's not tropey.
This is where I was talking about why the editing is so good. Yeah. And why I feel like the movie is really concise. This scene in particular, I thought was, you don't need anything else from that scene. Mm-hmm. Like, so I thought it moved things along. It was great. I really enjoyed that. And it gives her something to do and gives her agency too. Right. I felt like
there is a longer scene of this in the deleted scenes. It's not that interesting. It's one of those ones where it's like, that was better being cut. But they explain more about what he is and stuff. And I think his part's a little longer. You don't need
that.
But you don't need it exactly. Like it's a little bit of like background on like what can happen with vampirism in this, which is kind of interesting. And honestly, it's a little reminiscent of what they do with the Reapers later on it. So I wonder if that's where David Goyer was like toying with the idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so Karen gets free. So she is able to get free. But Blade has already been drained.
He's got the shit flying through his body and whatnot.
Yeah, the Vampire Council has exploded into these winged angels, and they fly all around Frost and then go inside of him, which turns him into La Magra, the blood god. Meanwhile, Karen escapes her imprisonment from Curtis is that guy's name. And she gets over to Blade and frees him out of that like Iron Maiden thing. But he's dying from blood loss. So she offers herself up to him so that he can feed off of her. And he's resisted it at first because he doesn't like to do it, but he does eventually because he realizes he has to. But he takes a little too much and she asks him to stop. And it's a weird scene. It's very erotic.
Very erotic.
And it almost feels like a sexual assault because she starts telling him to stop and he keeps going.
But then she says, don't stop.
Wait, does she really?
She does.
Fuck.
After she says stop, she starts saying, don't stop.
Wow.
Is it because she's deriving pleasure from it, or she realizes that he needs it in order to defeat everybody?
I don't know.
It's like a necessary.
Who can say?
Who can say? It's true. We played Baldur's Gate 3 because it happens in that.
Jesus.
So
yeah.
Moving forward, I think that actually drinking blood for him for the first time, because you see, since he was a kid, empowers
make
him
stronger?
more.
Oh, yeah.
Makes him more of a badass. So
he goes freaky. He goes Super Saiyan in that shit, dude.
He Black Widow jumps down. It's the first. This is the first canon Black Widow jump or superhero landing that we get, and he fucking nailed it perfectly. Like where else did it come from? You can't pull that off in a comic. Like you would see it, but you don't. Actually
the impact isn't as good.
Yeah.
Before that, doesn't he kill his mom before he
Well,
that?
yeah. So after he drinks Karen's blood,
the femur bone that Karen climbed out from, he uses to stake his mom.
That's right.
After she's trying to seduce him, she's like, "Did you see the first season of Game of Thrones? No. That could be us. Like, what's up?
We're both young and hot.
Yeah, we're both Lannisters. You get what I'm
I think
saying,
you're
right?
actually older than me now."
Okay, so Blade has regained his strength by drinking Karen's blood. But his mother approaches him and attempts to placate him or seduce him. It's very sexually charged into not attacking and then joining him instead. Joining them, rather. But he leans into her and whispers, "I release you," and stabs her with a stake and kills her. I did not mean to stake the table. Now, filled with rage, Blade jumps down into the chamber, Alex, as you were saying, and like incredibly cool jump. And he lands down there and just yells Frost and like the greatest growl. It's so good. And Quinn decides to be the first one, and he's like, "Blade, I got two new hands. I don't know which one to kill you with, buddy." And he comes running at him.
And his hair is finally not in stupid braids. Yeah.
But and he's wearing Blade sunglasses.
That's right. Yeah.
This is important to note because he comes running at Blade, and Blade reveals that he has a weapon that he's never used in this movie. Although he uses it in the very beginning of Blade 2. But he rips out a like piano wire in his like bulletproof vest. And he just rips it out, throws it around Quinn's head as he comes running at him and decapitates him all in one slick ass move.
Yeah.
Quinn disappears into dust and his glasses are flying in the air. Blade just catches them.
Oh, it's so cool.
And then the crystal method kicks in. Blade puts on the sunglasses. And then he just starts wrecking the fucking house.
He's going wild.
He starts beating the shit out of these guys.
Once again,
in a way that no one has ever beat anyone's ass in a Marvel movie before.
He kicks a guy. But
he kicks a guy so hard.
Yeah.
You won't, no, it's like that John Wick tweet where it's
the
like...
guy is on the ground and he like kicks him, continuously kicks him, and then gets another soccer kick where he just flies.
He growls and then kicks him again and he goes flying up in the air. Listen... you know how there's a John Wick tweet that's like, "No, dude, you don't understand. This guy's so good at reloading." And it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, Blade is so good at just killing guys. It's so good to watch. You could just watch it all day. There's not a lot to say about this. Okay,
no, there is a lot to say about it. The action sequences are long and not fucking quick cutty bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're well shot. They're interesting to watch. They're not full of CGI.
I didn't realize that, Wesley Snipes made the suggestion that they get Hong Kong
stuntmen and choreographers. Yeah,
it fucking shows. They know what the fuck they were doing.
Pays
And
off so well,
even when we were talking through text, you were like, it's so cool that you can see that Wesley Snipes did his homework, like understands the martial arts aspect of whatever he's doing, because like he's there, he's fucking throwing hands, fucking people, and the camera stays on him instead of just like going with his fist and like cutting here, cutting there, and being very cheap. It was good. They don't do action like this
I think
anymore
that because films are so compressed now with their schedules that you get less longer choreographed scenes. So they just do shorter takes for stuff.
Yeah,
these
that's
are
a good point.
really long choreographed takes.
Yeah,
and you really feel it. Like, and just his fucking physique is shown.
He's
off
huge.
So well.
Oh,
The guy's fucking.
He's
huge
tremendous.
and ripped and so.
he's
veiny.
rarely bare chested though. He's always got his vest on.
Yeah.
Dude is all biceps. Like,
Yeah.
That's why I had
He's
to
got
wear
broad shoulders,
sleeveless
too.
today.
Yep.
I just feel like my hand blade.
And there's the scene I mentioned at the beginning where he rips out a guy's throat and throws it at another guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But he manages to work his way to his sword. He gets that back, and then he engages Blade in sword combat, or Frost, excuse me. Blade engages Frost in sword combat. And Blade just goes like fucking bananas on him because he's like, I'm not making this a big drawn out final battle. Like, I'm just gonna fuck you up and kill you.
Yeah.
Slices Frost in half. Frost begins to fly apart.
Oh my God. If the CGI was good, it would have been so sick.
I know.
Really good reveal.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
1998, baby.
So Frost like starts to fly like apart in half. And there's like a lot of blood, and then
So we haven't seen really what the Morgul, whatever the fuck power is.
La Magra.
Well, La Magra. And what it turns out is that all your guts are all blood, but now and then you can stretch Armstrong yourself back with the blood.
You're just slightly more powerful and regenerative, I guess. Because Blade cuts off his arm and cuts him in half, and then Blade turns around to pose coolly after thinking he killed him. And then you see like Frost pull himself back together. And then Blade turns around and just mouths. There's no audio. He mouths, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I remember the first time we rented this, and I watched it with my parents, and my mom said it like as Blade said it, not realizing he was going to say it. And she thought it was so funny. Like we had to pause the movie because my mom was laughing so hard. It was great. I will always remember that. I love my mom, man. But it's
shout out to the moms.
Shout out to moms.
I also love that like
Blade's mom, not a good.
Oh no, Blade's mom bad. No, we're not talking about the sexually charged energy there. But like I'm so glad that they allow Blade to be astonished for a moment here, and like it's just once in the whole fucking movie. But he's
got sunglasses on. You can still tell.
Yeah, but the choice to cut the audio too is also. I think it makes it better.
Yeah,
because it's just like. Wait, he didn't say, he just mouthed it, because like they say fuck a million times in this movie. It's not that, oh my God, it's so good. So they fight again, and Blade realizes like he just can't kill him. And so I'm just going to speed through this because it's not that interesting. It's honestly one of the weaker parts of the whole movie. But he sees that his CDTA syringes are up top, throws a sword up there.
He throws the foreshadowing at the foreshadowing.
Right, he throws the back end of the sword into the crevice, and Frost goes, "Nice shot." And then the trap goes off, which further dislodges the syringes. Blade poses cool as a motherfucker can be with his arm behind his back, catches the syringes. And then Frost jumps at him like a wildcat or something.
This is the best vampire jump. I love this. I wrote it in my notes. It's like literally Deacon Vampire Leap is perfection.
But as he's like flying at Blade uses like hyperspeed to throw all the syringes inside of Frost. Frost lands awkwardly with all of the syringes in him and starts growing into a tomato person. Weirdly though, his right leg doesn't.
Yeah.
You noticed that too?
Yeah. I was like, why is one leg normal?
One leg is normal, but then he explodes into the biggest mist of blood ever. And then Blade and Karen escape the chamber as the sun is rising. And then Karen's like, "I can give you my cure. It'll probably work on you, but you'll lose all your power." And he's like, "I don't want it. I got a war to fight. You want to help make me a better serum." Credits, baby.
That was Blade.
But then we have an epilogue.
But then, what's his name? Sam Jackson shows up at the end and says, "I'm making a team."
No, even better. We cut to Moscow.
Oh.
Wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Where the real president lives.
Man is taking a woman to what we see as a vampire club because there's a little symbol outside of it. And he goes, I have a surprise for you. And she goes, oh, I love surprises. And then...
In Russian.
In Russian, yes. And he starts to kiss her.
In Russian.
And then I think you see him about to bite her, right?
Yeah.
And then Blade just standing there and he looks up and sees Blade. And Blade in Russian says, catch you at a bad time, comrade. Then we cut to credits. Crystal Method starts playing again.
A lot of Crystal Method in both of these movies. Yeah.
It's all techno and rap on the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I think the second movie uses way too much rap. There's
a straight up fucking needle drop in the second movie.
Eye against eye.
That-
my images reflect
play
my
it
enemy's eye. His images reflect in mine at the same time.
I'm kind of sad that there's not like a Blade like rap song explaining the plot. Like,
oh my
God, Alex!
Like Venom,
like
Yeah.
like
all the
Civil
early
War Man.
'90s movies.
Oh, yeah.
War
Or
Man.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
we were talking about.
Venom has his
Yep.
own version.
Where it's just Slim Shady saying Venom over and
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, doesn't Men in Black also have one too? That Will Smith did.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
I just recently
No, yeah,
rewatched
they
that.
totally.
It's him
do.
doing
Yeah.
the Forget Me Nots song, and it's just him singing
Oh,
about
okay.
what it's like to be in the Men in Black. I think.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
good
I used
guys
to
dressed
dance
in
to it.
black.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I used to dance to it at the end of the VHS tape every time.
Who did? I did too. They have a whole little music video
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Will
the
Smith
alien in it
do
too.
a song for every movie because the Wild Wild West one too.
Oh
Wow,
yeah,
wow.
wow.
That was better
Yeah.
than the fucking movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it was that really good.
No, you don't want none of this. 6 Gundams. Yeah, I still know some of the lyrics because my friend really liked that fucking movie.
Buffalo
and that
Soldier,
soundtrack.
son, is like I told you.
Jesus, wow, this is a deep dive.
Yeah. Dude, the 90s were wild, man.
Oh,
You didn't
I miss
experience the
90s.
millennium like some of us did, Jared.
Oh, no.
and it shows. Okay?
I owned that CD, my friend. I think I told you all my trivia as we talked about it. Yeah, I sure did. Okay, I skipped over. How did you guys not stop me at this?
What?
What does he say when he kills Frost?
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
There it
You're
is.
goddamn right. And guess what? It's okay.
Improvised,
It's often
but-
no, it's often erroneously called an improvisation. However, it is based on an actual line Wesley Snipes said to the writer and director in an early meeting about the movie. He referred to Frost as he's one of these motherfuckers that's always ice skating uphill. And Goyer was so enthralled with it, he put it in the script. Kind of like the when we did They Live, the I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the things that Randy Piper wrote for his wrestling character.
Yeah.
And John Carpenter loved it so much he wrote it into the
really?
script.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Someone didn't listen to our They Live
I
episode.
did listen to it. But
Hey, well, you can't expect everybody to remember the fucking quotes, man. I know you're a big quote guy. I don't fucking remember half the shit I say, dude.
no, I just remember when you get people's names wrong because
Oh my God.
flub.
no, the problem that I had with that was that you made me go back and check IMDb because I was like, what the fuck? How do I not remember that he was in this movie? Like, what are you talking about? I've seen this movie a lot. And I went back and I was like, I think he was Robert Duvall.
The epilogue in Russia where he confronts that vampire, that was supposed to be Whistler.
Oh, no
really?
shit. Yeah, so because are you guys going to watch Blade 2?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
It's the very
sold
first scene
me
of the
on
movie.
it.
Yeah, you find out pretty early that Whistler is not dead. And
Yeah.
I think that originally they were going to get rid of him, but while they were filming, the chemistry between Christopherson and Wesley Snipes was like so good, I guess.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
There's a
good.
great
they-
line you rolled over that you forgot.
Yeah,
He
oh.
brings in the piece of paper and Christopherson says, smells like a vampire, wipe his ass with it. Because this is a line that we used to repeat all the time from everything. In fact, when the guy got the blood on his hand, he should have said, smells like a vampire, wipe his ass with it.
It's funny, but yeah, during filming they got along really well. They were like, "Fuck, we can't just kill him off. We got to bring him back."
So maybe in that scene when he's moving the blood around, he's just covering up the vampire holes. He's like, if it don't see it, then it didn't happen.
I'm sorry. Can you guys vamp for a second? I have to Google something.
That's fine. So, I'm trying to think of like other.
Do
things.
we want to do? Oh, I'm sorry.
No. What?
Do we want Nicole to do our ad read?
Oh,
Or ad chat?
for hymns?
Look, I don't want to get sued.
So why are you doing the ad read? I was curious because just cause.
For me,
it's just something that we always joke about. Like,
Oh, no shit?
Just presented to you by Pretty Litter.
That's it. That's the joke.
I mean,
We listen to a lot of podcasts.
And they always do ads,
and
yeah.
also like I listen to a lot of true crime shit.
Right.
And they'll like be playing this horrific, this person was tortured and beaten and then left for dead. Brought to you by BetterHelp.
And then, you would hear that.
Yes,
The thing that I started doing,
Karen. Hey, Janet.
When I was playing Overwatch, Overwatch was like actually the first person shooter I played on computer.
Okay.
I had a group of friends that would fight a lot, and then I started doing ad reads to break the tension. Because I just didn't know that, and I started making monkey noises. But the ad reads were better. I would just be like, I would just start doing ad reads for Squarespace.
It's like Dan Aykroyd in Grosse Point Blank when he starts going
That's so fucking silly. I was just curious because like it was a bit, and I was like, "Are you like practicing to do ad reads, or like did we actually get a?" For some reason, I thought
we just
finally
think it's
landed a fucking
funny.
ad. I was like,
Christ, I wish.
I know, right?
Also, like, I'm sure for editing, it would be just funny to do a break because I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that's going to get cut out of this to just put the ad.
Yeah, we've been
in
going
there
on for almost 3 hours.
Holy shit.
Damn.
2.5 on recording. Yeah. Oh my God.
Hey, enjoy editing all that.
It's fine. Hey, remember the beginning?
I do remember the
way
beginning.
worse than the beginning.
Yeah, we covered this movie called Demon Lover, and it'll never get released. Actually, I think I remember telling the plot of it at one of your parties before we even recorded it, and like that episode will never see the light of day, unfortunately, but it's fucking hilarious.
Is that the one you're going to release for the April Fools?
Yeah, he talks
Will
about it,
keeps
but he won't do it.
teasing that he wants to do it. I don't want to.
I
Put it
would
out.
think that would be great. I'll listen to it.
I listen.
I almost listened to Gabrus's 8-hour long. I'm working on it. The 8-hour long.
Yeah, but I'm
final
sure that's
episode.
always funny. Demon Lover is the
Demon
first
Lover was funny.
No, Demon Lover was the first time we'd ever sat in front of a microphone. That's one of those things where you just bury it and
Then
walk
let's
away.
rewatch it and do it again. It's so funny. We talk
That
about
I
Johnny
would be up
Sins
for.
the
I
whole
would be up
fucking
to
time.
Maybe
do
for
it.
your 100th episode, you guys should do that revisit.
See,
Yes.
that's what I'm more game for.
I'm down.
I don't want to put out the old audio. I'd be happy to revisit it.
I want people to watch this film.
It is a weird.
It's really
movie.
fucking weird.
Also, guys, I also wanted to apologize about the whole Charles counterattack thing and me not being able to come out. I would love to do that movie with you guys sometimes. I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Oh, it's all good.
It's
Been
okay.
a really
Yeah.
busy schedule and everything. So,
Have either of you seen the new Gyux? How do you pronounce it?
Gyux.
G-U-U-U-U-U-X.
Yeah, Will, I've been waiting to talk to you about this.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's how it's spelled.
G-Cux,
For
right?
right?
No, we did talk about it.
Yeah,
I
you
had
sent
no
it to me.
idea it's an alternate history of the original Gundam
Yeah,
show.
yes,
This
yeah.
is-
Char
it's
won.
so fucking weird.
Yeah,
no,
right.
he didn't even win. It's so strange.
Oh.
He ended up with the Gundam, but it's like I don't know.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
I'm interested to
I heard it's
see
good.
a little bit.
Well,
of
yeah,
it.
because they've got a bunch of like prestige people working on it. Because like it's Hideki Anno. I want to say his studio is like doing the animation for it. The person who wrote Uran High School Host Club wrote a bit of it, and then
I don't. Other than the Evangelion guy, I don't know who any of these people.
okay, well,
But the Evangelion guy, for
same,
people
yeah.
that know, Evangelion is a very prestige like anime. It's well known.
Yeah.
But also the director directed Shin Godzilla.
I'm sorry.
He won Japanese Academy
Yeah, it's
Awards and
Hideki
everything.
Anno.
He's
I've heard people
it's
refer to
got
it
some
as,
really.
as Shin Gundam, yeah, because people are like,
the problem is I don't know much about anime, but I know who this guy is, and
Yeah.
it's got me excited. Like
yeah.
some of the Gundam shows, like lately, have been like all over the place. They're okay, but this is a big deal for Gundam fans and for anime.
Which
people.
one's okay? Curious. Which one of the modern ones is just okay?
The modern ones is
Yeah.
okay. I didn't finish Witch from Mercury. I liked it.
You don't
I just
have to
haven't.
finish it.
You don't need to finish
They
it.
needed to make that a 48 episode series, and they did it in 24.
So
and
do you
it
feel like it's
shows.
just okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
The-
so
the-
you're not. You said
No,
like you were going to come out.
I was just
come at me.
I was just curious. I was just fucking curious.
All right. I like that it's essentially Shakespeare turned into a Gundam show. I think that's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
But
The first 12 episodes are fantastic. The last 12 episodes fucking suck. It's really bad.
Iron-Blooded Orphans is great.
Go pee. Go piss, girl. Iron-Blooded Orphans what?
It's in the hallway, first door on the right.
If you want to get me Thunderbolt, if you can find a way to get it to me, I would love that.
Oh, yeah, dude. We
'Cause I
watched
have
it here. We watched it
no
here.
way to find it. We
what
downloaded
is
a
it?
shit ton of
Thunderbolt,
stuff.
the one that had the jazz guy. It was like an hour and 30 minutes. Me, you, and Jason all watched it together at our house. It was just when I got back from Japan. 'Cause
Whoa,
it was like,
this was a long time ago.
yeah, this was in 2018.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
in the episode I'm on, he even mentions watching it with you.
Yeah,
Gundam
Thunderbolt
The
is.
second season's supposed to be really interesting.
I don't fucking like the second season, but that's just me. I fell off on that one. But like, you liked Iron Blooded Orphans, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The other thing that's weird, there's like 2 or 3 Tomino like produced and written ones that are supposed to be really weird and like very divisive with fans.
Is it Turn A?
No, Turn A is like a lot of people now love Turn A Gundam.
Okay,
When it
I
came
still
out
don't.
initially, people didn't like.
Yeah,
Turn A
I still
Gundam.
don't.
It's that like Generation something. I guess one of the Gundam shows,
Generations. I've heard of that one. I heard that the third generation story is good, but it had a rough start at the beginning.
Yeah,
but I haven't watched Generations.
Honestly, the Bill Diver show, the first season,
the first season is amazing.
Great.
It is a love letter to people who love Gundam.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
it is so fun.
It's great.
So Build Divers is this thing where like Gundam building the toys exists in that world, and you can scan your Gundams and then fight them with each other.
You have a piloting console. It's so cool.
I have heard of this one.
Within the show, the original Gundam show is really dark and like depressing, and there are characters that get killed that are, really beloved characters. They just appear as background characters in the show as just like the uncle that lives down the street. The fact that Ramba Ral
is in it the whole time,
is so funny to me.
The thing that I've seen is like people describe it as this isn't real. This is the heaven of the universe, and all the characters who die end up here and have a happy existence because you see Char, Amuro, and Lala palling around with each other.
Yeah.
Domon and his brother are building Gundam kits together. Like this is the outcome we want everybody in the show to have, because the normal shows are fucking horrendous.
I think Camille and Fa and Four in the back.
Yeah. I didn't catch them because I didn't watch Zeta. But
I hope you didn't think I was being condescending with the Gyukex like Evangelion.
No.
I just don't know those animes. So
no, that's fine. I know there are prestigious people that worked on it, and I'm not interested in it because the mech designs just turn me off. I don't like it, and if I can't enjoy what I'm watching,
so I was like, I don't care about these mechs. But then as soon as I found out what the story was, I'm like, I kind of want to see what
you're interested in the plot, not necessarily what's on the screen. That's gonna be the hard thing for me.
That's the thing that I want to talk to you about with Char's Counterattack. It's just like so interesting to see these like characters that have been around for this amount of time and embody these philosophies. And it's all about the clash between them, which is what I think is so great about that movie.
They're still going. I love Char's
Counterattack. None of this is usable. You can please cut this out.
Well, we had to vamp for her anyway. Yeah. I didn't want to do the outro or anything.
No, you could do.
Before I get to it, do either of you want to plug like your social media handles or anything like that? I always offer, but then I'm like, not everybody wants to do that.
Nobody added me, and I don't know if it was because I was just 2 episodes of Obnoxious last time. But please,
told you nobody listens to this shit.
Yeah, nobody listens. We do this just to hang out.
There. I'm so lonely on Instagram. No, please. You can find me at.
Well, we're not there. We're not there. Sorry, I was preemptively asking you.
Oh yeah,
that part's getting cut.
Oh yeah.
Well, folks, that's been our show. Thank you for listening to Debaser. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to us on your podcast app and follow us on social media by searching for @DebaserPod. Our guests today have been Alex and Nicole, and I'll address this to each of you independently, but where can people find you, and do you have anything to plug? Nicole, let's start with you. You're pretty quiet on this episode.
Yeah. I generally don't have a lot to say.
It's perfect podcasting, baby. I feel like it was too much like overpowering man energy on the show, so I apologize if like we overtalked the whole time and you were just like, I'll just let them go on.
I like to
Blade.
listen. Yeah. I like to listen. I input myself where I wanted to. So
absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I hope you had a fun time.
I did. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Alex, what about you, bud? Where can people find you?
As I was just saying, I'm so lonely. If you please, you want to find me on Instagram at Molten Hot Megna. Just send me a DM request or just put garlic butter in there and I'll know where you came from.
I'll put a link to your Instagram in the episode description
please.
too.
And if you want to follow me, you can just find me on Alex's Instagram because I'm not telling you what my Instagram is because you're gonna hear it and be like, oh, what the fuck did she just say?
Yeah.
Smart move.
Literally just our Instagrams are just us talking to each other. I think that once one of us goes, the other one's just going to get rid of Instagram. There's not really much point in it.
I know.
I just post pictures of my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's private. It's
I
locked
would-
down. I only post pictures of my daughter, and that's just for friends and family.
Yeah.
There are two things I would like to plug. I would love to plug White Lotus season 3.
Oh, yeah.
Papa, no.
I'd love to plug Buddhism. It's a great show. I really like Mike White. I think he's a great writer and producer, and I'm just having such a great time with it. And I would like to see them do more. If you haven't checked it out, I'd give it a look. I'd also like to plug, I guess we could talk about Epic Universe. I think probably by the time that this opens up, or this is released, park will be open.
That opens in May?
May 22nd.
Yeah, May 22nd.
This episode might beat it. Yeah.
many times now for cast preview stuff. I'm really excited to see what the public thinks about it.
Yeah.
I don't represent Universal in any way, but I've been involved working on the park and working for the company, and I think they're going to be really proud of what they put out there, and I can't wait to see the public.
Heck yeah.
It looks amazing.
I know
from
people
the
are jonesing
pictures.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for people to perv on Dracula's feet. I was sitting with her at the French restaurant, which is a really, really nice restaurant, and I turned around and there were two YouTubers that were sitting at the table by us that I recognized to do a bunch of park
Mr.
stuff.
Beast
I'm
and
just like,
Pokemon.
Mr. Beast and Pokemon were holding hands, and but yeah, Nicole, you got anything you want to plug too?
No.
All right. Well, my wonderful co-host is Will. Will, where can people find you? And do you have anything to plug this episode?
You can find me pocket_infinity on Instagram or Will Switch Engage on Blue Sky.
Damn right.
Do I have anything to plug? No.
Nothing coming out in April for you?
No. So I am going to Japan, but do I plug that? Is that something?
No,
That's
I don't
awesome,
tell people
dude.
you're
Congrats.
leaving your house, dude.
Okay. Well, no. I can't do events until fucking September. So,
Okay.
because of the kid situation. So, no, I don't have anything. I've got nothing going
Gotta
on.
get rid of it before you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking get rid of that stupid kid.
Jesus
Ezra, future Ezra. This is your father speaking.
Hey,
You're gone.
Ezra, I watched Shuka, okay? I didn't like it, all right? So your name is dumb. No, I'm joking.
Will, have you ever considered that, like,
What's up?
this if something were to happen to you, and especially like,
This is what we're going to open as the question
This
for us?
podcast
It's
is
like-
your legacy.
No,
those
actually,
words were about to
No,
leave
no,
my
no,
mouth.
no.
You ever considered that, like, one day you could die young, and this podcast is your legacy?
I'm so happy you bring that up because I've recently come to the or something that's come to my attention that I think is really neat. There are people who are getting gravestones that have
Their podcast on it.
no, shut up.
Their
Ad reads.
Instagram handle.
They have those QR codes, and it gives you like a video of the person's life.
Oh, that's
Oh,
okay.
interesting.
Yeah, and I thought that was really neat. Like, who knows how long QR codes are going to be around?
Yeah, it
and
depends on
whatnot.
where it leads, like what the hyperlink is,
Yeah.
how long you've paid for it.
But
Yeah.
I thought that was a really neat idea, and if I were to die young, I would love to have something like that. But same thing, like something like this will exist so long as there's space for it to exist. And so even if I die, this noise will still be in the aether somewhere as like a permanent fixture of history and time. Not that it's really important, or people are going to be listening to this far into the future. And if you are listening to this far into the future, how much are Taco Bell chips now? There used to be $3.12.
How
They're
much
probably-
do eggs cost?
Exactly. But yeah, I've considered it. You know,
Did it happen yet?
Oh my god!
Oh,
Please
yeah.
tell
Oh
me.
my God.
Please tell me that it's
Please.
happened.
I'm going to be
Tell
shooting
us we're on the
fireworks in
other end of
fucking-
this.
Yeah,
Tell me, last designated survivor happened, and it's like we can have a clean slate. Okay, Jared,
if
cut
I
that part.
If I could just say, as a listener, I think you guys should be really proud of this podcast.
Thank
and the
you.
legacy that you're leaving behind.
Thank you. But
I get to spend, time with you guys. But I don't get to see you that often, so
yeah.
it feels like I get to spend time with you guys. I get to complain to you later about what I listen to.
Text me afterwards,
actually,
like, "Oh, buddy, you fucked it this time."
I love that shit. I'll wake up and I'll see fucking like 3 things in the group chat. I'm like, oh shit, what did we do? It's so funny and fun.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I let you guys down if I just send you a funny meme. You're like, I thought you were going to go after Jared.
No.
No, but I think you guys should be really proud of this podcast.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people that just talk about movies and they have no charisma. They're just here to shill. You guys are getting nothing out of this, but you enjoy talking about movies and it shows. So please, like, I hope you know that this show means a lot to some people.
Well, thank you,
man.
And to that point, man, I love that this started out as just an excuse to hang out with each other and talk about fucking movies. That's like something that we bonded over in the past. And it's just a great excuse to get out of the fucking house and get some social interaction that isn't my child or Warhammer friends, and shit. And like, it's good. I love doing this regardless of monetary. If we were to somehow get a sponsorship from fucking Hims, right? Was the ad read you were going to do?
Blue Chew.
Manscaped.
Manscaped.
Yeah.
If we ever got that, that's great. That's cool. Extra income is fine. But I'm not going to stop doing this until we both get fucking bored about talking about movies. And I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Nope. And it's very cheap to host a podcast. I'm not doing it as cheaply as we could, but we could go cheaper.
Yeah.
I think that you guys have a lot of good stuff to look forward to this year, too. There's a lot of movies coming out.
Right.
It's weird to see the shape that Hollywood's in right now, because I also feel like there's a lot of good things that have been coming out. But
Yeah.
some interesting stuff.
And I did have a lot of fun doing our best of the year.
That's my
stuff.
favorite. That's my favorite thing to do.
The problem is having to binge for it, because especially because I had a new kid, and so I didn't see a lot of those movies throughout the year, and then I'm rushing to watch all the screeners at the end of the year, so that was hard. But there were so many good movies, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god. And I love telling people oh, have you seen The Bird List? Have you seen A Better Man? You have to
I was really
different, man.
hoping one of you guys would put Terrifier 3 on your best of list.
I didn't see
Those
it.
are not for me.
No, hold on. So I think we have talked about those on this show.
I feel like we did.
Neither of us have seen the third one, and I think it's very cool that this guy's making a lot of money off of a very low budget thing, and it's great. However, man, some of that violence feels super misogynistic to me. And it feels fucking.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
I feel super dirty when I'm watching.
To me,
it and
I just
shit.
don't want to see it.
I
Too
love
much.
Oh well, that's fine. Hey, and that's okay.
No, that's the thing. It's I don't want to yuck anybody's yum.
No,
I don't
same.
think it shouldn't exist. I just don't want to watch
I
it.
feel I honestly, if I may kind of spoil something, I feel like Terrifier 3 is the least misogynistic. This movie's got dong in it, and no nudity.
And it also
nudity.
has, exactly. It has, the second and third one have the strong female leads.
Yeah. The female lead for it is great.
Yeah.
And
Especially the third one. Jesus Christ. She's fucking kicking ass.
So
I think that the Santa Claus stuff in the third one
I love
chef's
a
kiss.
good Christmas
So
horror
good,
movie.
yeah. Yes.
It's my
same.
favorite subgenre of
Oh, yeah.
horror. I don't know why.
You got me to watch Krampus, which was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Scripts a good one.
Yeah.
Real quick, the second one does have a strong female lead, but I think it is a couple of her friends get it way worse than the two guys that are in it, if I'm not mistaken.
The guy that likes martyrs is talking about.
Hold on.
What
Get his ass, Alex.
Hold on. Wait. Let's
If it wasn't
pump
a
the brakes.
French-looking clown,
Pump the
my
brakes.
God.
The violence in Martyrs has a point. The violence in Terrifier feels a little
The violence
gratuitous.
is
that's all.
the point.
Yeah, but Will, you should
it's
also
like a trauma movie.
Yeah.
No, and I understand. I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm not saying that I don't like it. I just
Sounds
don't
like
need
you're saying you don't like it.
It does, doesn't it? But it's.
Why don't you
This is why I brought Nicole.
I've seen both. I've seen 1 and 2. I enjoyed them for what they were. I don't feel like I need to watch them again. I could rewatch 2, especially because the soundtrack in that is fantastic. But still, it's not for me. I'll probably end up seeing the third one, but
Well, I
I'm
think
not seeking it out.
an
So,
important note for this too, Will,
Yeah.
is you've even told me you just don't have the stomach for the stuff anymore.
I'm getting weak. I am.
You
I am
told me
getting
the
weak.
last
It's true.
2 times you watched Martyrs, it was a lot for you.
The second time that I watched it last year, maybe 5 days later, I had a fucking depressive episode, and it lasted for a couple months, and I'm still trying to get out of it. Dude, I took an edible yesterday, and it put me right back there. It was bad.
Shit.
It was really bad.
No.
I'm they used to be fun. What the fuck happened?
Maybe you need to find a
Yeah.
better strain.
It's gotta be it.
I tried an edible after years and years and years of not, because my anxiety got so bad.
Yeah.
And a couple years ago, I was like, I'll try a really low dose edible. I miss getting stoned every once in a while.
yeah.
I really fucking miss it.
Yeah.
I tried it,
And it took you back to a bad place. It sucks, dude.
so
It's not
bad.
fun. Yeah.
but it sucked. It sucked even more because it was I would be okay for a few minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel fucking great.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it would be like, oh my God, I am dying right
then
now.
the fear hits.
It's, oh my God, just
Yeah.
not worth it. It was awful.
Yeah.
I had a edible. So I stopped smoking, doing edibles or anything because I just had some bad experiences that put me in bad mental headspace. But
Yeah.
I had my roommate left a chocolate edible in his car. It was a Reese's paper peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
And I don't do anything ever, but I ate this with him. And I had such a good time. I ate the cheese pizza, a stuffed crust pizza, and I watched a movie. And I was texting her, and I was like, "I've never had this much fun."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Please, when you come next time."
Yeah.
And so I recreated the circumstances.
Yeah.
I got the same edible. I got the same amount. I left it in the car for the same amount of time. Did the whole thing. Took the edible with her, and then I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Didn't have-
disappointing.
Yeah, I felt so bad because she was like, "I need to be around
Yeah.
you when you do this,"
Yeah.
and I never.
You sounded
do.
like you were just like,
On cloud 9.
yes.
It was lightning in a bottle.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Was it me?
No,
Am I the problem?
no, you're not Taylor Swift. Yeah, guys, please keep up the great work. There's a lot of good movies. I want to do Scream with you this year. Nicole's coming back
Ooh.
later this year. I know Will hasn't seen it. There's a new Scream movie
He's right.
coming out.
He's right. No, actually, it's funny. So me and my wife, we watch a bunch of horror movies in Halloween. Well,
Yeah.
'cause as you do, right? And she watched Scream 1 through 4, I think. And I remember, what was it? I watched maybe half of Scream 1 and then I had to go do something. I had like a 40K game to play or whatever. And I was like, this is fine. And she was like, these are pretty good, especially for like the first one in the 90s.
Had she never seen them? This was
No.
her first
Oh
time.
my
No,
God.
well, so like the thing about horror movies for us is like we're not that big into slashers. Like the stuff from the 70s and the 80s
See,
didn't really
I'm
apply to
not
us.
either, but
Used to really
Scream is like,
Yeah,
it's like the first 3 are some of my favorite.
it's because you're
movies.
guessing, right? It's because you're trying to figure out who the killer is because they give you like a. Is
I
that
don't
not
even,
what's the
that's not
appearance?
even what it is for me. I don't know what it is for
I
me.
feel like the 90s-ness of it, the
It's
wittiness of it, and everything, it's a
definitely-
comfortable blanket to put on and
yeah.
live in that world. It's a fun thing to go on. You could get lost in the sauce of trying to figure out who it is and everything, but I guess just experiencing that decade in horror is really fun. It's
the first time that I ever watched the first 3, my grandmother, Bubba, I went over.
my grandmother's.
Our grandmother.
Yes.
She rented them, like totally unprompted. She rented the first 3. So it was, whatever year it was that, 1, 2, and 3 had come out.
Yeah.
So I was, maybe 10-ish. And I would go over and like stay the night with her every once in a while, like once a month or something. And she would always get me like my favorite snacks and stuff. And I went over and she was like, I rented these movies for us. And I was so psyched. And so we watched them. We watched all 3 of them. And like, I love my grandmother. And that was just like very special.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, we both have matching ghost face tattoos.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. Well, I also have Billy and Stu and the old phone.
Did you guys watch these in the 90s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's what I'm missing because I remember when they came out. I remember like seeing the Ghostface thing for Halloween many, many times. But I was never into horror films until around 2004, 2005. Obviously, when Saw came out. Like, I'd seen Freddy vs. Jason. That was like the only other real horror movie that I had seen.
I think that the bite of nostalgia that Psycho Gorman gives you for the 90s,
yes.
you'll get the same taste in your mouth from Scream.
Okay.
I feel like you'll kind of experience it.
Right on. I mean, I'll watch anything for this fucking show.
Yeah.
I've seen some fucking real weird. Come and See is definitely like the most out there thing I've ever seen. Have you seen Come and See?
Mm-mm.
God, that's a fucking,
Insane.
that's a ride.
Brutal war movie. Yeah.
What was the movie about that you guys also did? It was a French movie about the girl who has sex with the car.
Oh,
Titan.
Titan. Yeah.
Nicole, have you seen Titan?
Yo.
No.
Nicole.
Yeah, you gotta watch Titan.
Listen, I just met you today, but I think you would like Titan.
Yeah.
I am learning French.
There you go, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to watch it in French.
It won the Palme d'Or.
Yeah.
which is like the most prestigious film award. Sorry, I don't know if you know this. You didn't. There was no recognition there, so I don't want to mansplain it to you if you do know it.
Please mansplain it.
It's like
Brought to you by Mansplain.
it's just like a jury of like film people
Okay.
at a film festival
Yeah,
decided
yeah.
it was the best film of that year at the film
Didn't-
festival,
okay.
which was like wild because it's so outrageous what it's about.
Titan.
Titan, yeah. Didn't Martyrs win the?
No.
It's interesting so you've only watched Martyrs twice in your life?
I've seen it 4 times.
No, yeah.
Okay.
And now
So
he owns the
there are-
Blu-ray because I
I own the
bought it
Blu-ray,
for
he
him.
got it from me.
I have a pretty thick stomach when it comes to movies, and
Mhm.
I think I can handle some stuff. There are 2 movies that I've watched once. I appreciate them as films, but I'll never watch them again.
Mm-hmm.
And Martyrs is one of those movies.
Yeah.
And the second movie is Requiem for a Dream. And I know that a lot of
nice.
people can
I-
revisit it, but
Ass
because
to
of
ass.
experience,
That
I mean, I could rewatch that scene all day. No, I'm joking.
I didn't
that
bring it out for
movie,
air.
that's one of the very few movies that like makes me feel something.
Really?
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's
It's a great movie.
It's so good. Like
Yeah.
just the cinematography, the music, everything is just
the
so
director,
good.
Everything is great in it, but the way that it makes me feel is not.
Yeah,
something
Oh,
that
it
I
makes me feel like I should be dead.
We did a movie on The Wrestler. That's the only Aronofsky film we've done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you like Aronofsky, please go listen to that episode. It's like our worst one apparently.
Yeah.
Or was it Iron Claw? Which one was our?
I think-
Oh, it's our least listened to.
yeah,
I
the
think
Wrestler.
Psycho
Wrestler, which is so,
Gorman, yeah.
so unfortunate
No,
because that's the best film.
Psycho
now.
Gorman is pretty okay. I was just looking at it the other night. The Wrestler is like double digits.
Yeah, nobody listened to it. It's like one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
I just leave the Psycho Gorman one on repeat. So
Oh, nice. There it is. That's what's going on.
It also has a pretty high view count on YouTube, I noticed too.
I really tried to spread it out. I had a bunch of friends. I had a friend who left you guys a review on Apple. I think,
Ooh,
or
on
YouTube.
Apple. I was gonna say, was it to the wrong email?
No.
Oh,
It was on
no,
either
no.
the YouTube video.
That's
or,
the thing on. It depends on what app you're on when you review it too, because like I don't have an Apple
Mhm.
podcast account, so I have to log into my wife's phone to look at those, so I don't get around to it all the time.
That's the most boomer shit I've ever heard.
I don't use Apple Podcast. Okay, like I use
don't
Pocket Cast. It's
I have never
Better.
even heard of that.
it's better. Well, you have an iPhone too, don't you?
I do.
Okay, yeah. See, you have
I
Apple
use
Podcast
Spotify
built
to
in.
listen to this, and you guys post on Apple before you post on Spotify.
It goes out the same time, and it's just whoever. It's
Spotify
how fast they
does
pick
not
up the
like
RSS
you
feed. That's probably true. Yeah,
We're being suppressed. Shadow banned.
Yeah. Just watching
There's a
my
bunch of
albums get crushed.
There's a bunch of Facebook community notes on every one of your guys' podcasts now.
I
It's
bet.
just
Yeah,
like-
it was actually Duvall in this film, not Ed Harris.
It's just me doing this.
I was going to go on a tangent on Aronofsky, but I shouldn't.
No, let's not. We did in The Wrestler. If you want to hear the tangent,
that's why nobody listens to it because they're like, "Oh, I love the Wrestler. I'll listen to this," and it's me being like, "Fucking Aronofsky," and they're like,
He likes to wank himself off, man. It's all good. It's all good. He's just like Snyder.
You know
Except
what?
not as bad.
Something I gotta say. You guys did not like Saltburn, and you talked about a friend that didn't like it.
"Yeah." My friend Tanisha, who recommended we cover it, I didn't know how she felt about the movie, and then after we recorded the episode, I reached out to her and I'm like, "Hey, I just want to warn you, we didn't like it, and we're kind of negative about it in the episode." She's like, "No, I hated it too," and I was like,
So
No, I
God.
did like it. I did like it, and you turned me around on it.
Yeah.
when I was in China on my birthday, her and I watched Promising Young Woman together.
Yeah.
And she was like, "We got to watch this movie together. You'll love it." And I was
love
like,
that
"I don't."
movie.
It's good.
It's so
It's
good.
good.
So good.
Promising
So
Young Woman.
good.
Yeah.
I think is a lot better than Saltburn. Yeah.
Oh God! And I liked Saltburn,
Okay.
but Promising Young Woman is like, I would say maybe top 10 of my favorite movies.
Oh,
I
wow.
love
Yeah,
that
it's a great
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it so much.
I think the Saltburn isn't named after Saltburn after the house. I think it's the burn he gets on his cock when he fucks the baby.
That makes sense.
great.
When he told me that like
I-
that was all him and stuff like
He
that, and then
improvised
like
it in
it
the
starts
moment.
to
Yeah.
and he's like showing like more and more like this. The director just kind of let people do whatever they wanted.
Mhm.
It kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, the more I learned about it and about her, the more I was like, I don't like this. Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to see what she does next because
Oh, of course.
Me too. I'll watch it. Yeah.
Same with the Substance Lady.
Oh.
I still have not watched that.
Whoa.
Yo, this shit is fucking great. That was my second favorite movie of last year.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
So when I was back in LA, my mom was like, you have to watch this wild robot movie. I've watched it with your nephew all the time, and it always makes me cry. And I was like, well, my mom has dementia and she shit her pants. And then I listened to the episode with you, and you made me cry at work listening to it.
Yeah.
And they call me bitch boy now. No, the worst part
They
is
called
that,
you bitch boy before.
Yeah, but
Shut up.
Yeah.
Don't try to blame them.
Who we kidding us before?
I love that movie. That was my favorite movie last year.
Yeah,
I can't.
I am looking forward to it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Man,
Let's watch it while I'm here.
Yeah, I was just going to
Actually,
recommend that.
I need to watch Shrek 2, which I hear is the best Shrek movie. I've never watched Shrek
Wait,
2.
you haven't seen Shrek
I've
2?
never seen Shrek 2. And I know it is the anniversary for Shrek 2.
I
last
bought
year.
you Shrek erotic literature,
Yeah.
and you're just now telling
Is
me
it
that
like-
you've never seen the
You've
second
never
one.
seen Shrek
Taken
2.
by
I'm
the
taking
ogre?
that, but I'm taking it back.
You should.
Well,
It's
you
called
can't open the book
Get
anymore.
in My Swamp.
Oh, that is. I've seen that book.
I showed it to you.
Did you?
There on the
Yeah,
we
that's
saw it.
probably how you saw it.
I see it on the internet every so often too. It's just so funny. Yeah,
Alex-
Wild Robot is fantastic.
Oh, sorry. If you need access to my Plex to watch The Substance, I will open that up to you, and I'll also throw Titan on there for you guys to watch. Because I would love for that to happen. I want to facilitate.
Yeah, I want to show her. I want to show her companion first.
Oh, yeah.
so
Okay,
good.
yeah. That's
A
also on
girl-
my Plex.
A girl on Hinge hit me up recently. She's like, "You like horror movies, right? What were your favorite from the last year?" And I was like, I thought, Smile 2 was pretty good.
It was.
Terrifier
It
3.
was.
It was. Yeah.
I really like the first Smile 2 because the tension the movie builds. I don't think that the scares were as good, but there's some scenes in that are just like really tense and horrifying.
Talking about
But
the first
anyway,
one or the second one?
The first one and the second
The
one.
first
do a
one
good
was.
job.
My
The
wife
scene-
liked the part where the cat was the present. At
Yeah.
The
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
She was like,
I
cracking up
wanted
over
to
that.
like I liked the first one, but I feel like they were like, oh, let's explain what this is and where it came from, and then they just stop. And I'm
Yeah.
like, because I love that shit where you have to like figure out where the shit came from,
Yeah.
why, like,
Yeah.
and they just like stopped.
The second one's so good.
The second one is really
Yeah.
good.
I want to I'll get back to Smile in a second. But anyway, I said, I was mentioning these movies, and she goes, "Oh, my favorite movie was Strange Darlings." And I was like, this is, I need to show this conversation to Jared.
You're getting red in the face.
That might be because it's really hot in here.
Oh.
But sorry. It's starting to hit me like I'm
It was,
sweating now.
and was it A Violent Nature was the other one that you mentioned. And I've heard really good things about that movie, but
I don't think I saw
it's
that
essentially
one yet.
Jason from the perspective of Jason.
Oh, and it's
about-
very slow,
Yeah,
right?
it's
He's
very
just
slow.
walking
But
towards
there's
the victims the whole
There's a
time.
scene I've seen from the movie that looks amazing. I
Yeah.
really want to. I did my trumpet. It looks amazing. It's the
It's
greatest.
tremendous.
Tremendous kills. Yeah. Oh, so there's a scene in the first Smile movie where she hears her dead mom's voice coming from the closet,
Mhm.
and something moves out of it. And that scene in the theater, man.
Oh, you
my
saw it in
balls
theaters.
went up in my
I saw
rib
it in,
cage. and everything.
I saw it in theater
I
as
saw it in
well.
theaters.
I didn't
I
know
know
that you
since-
saw it in theaters.
Another really good movie is Talk to Me. I think you guys did talk.
We did.
I thought
Oh, yeah.
that movie did a really good job.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
going to put this out here on the podcast. I do not live in Florida. I live in Orlando. I rarely venture out into
Yeah, I
Florida.
know. I was
Okay.
just making a
No,
suggestion.
no.
But he
I'm
was,
just,
this
there
was
are
a lot
Republicans
shorter
out
of a
there.
drive
I
than I expected it to be, though.
yeah, because he's right off
Because
the
he was like, we're going to have to leave at 6 to be there at 8.
because the traffic.
And I
Yeah.
was like, what? So I
Yeah.
like looked it up, and it was like, oh yeah, it'll take you an hour and 12 minutes. And I was
Yeah,
like,
easily.
that's an hour.
Disney
And then
traffic.
it took us less than an hour to get here.
Yeah, I
The
saw.
traffic was not-
like
Yeah.
32 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Whenever there's no traffic,
And
it's
we
like
live
half an hour.
right
was-
off of I-4 at least,
Yeah.
Right.
too, so
Yeah.
there's that.
But
yeah.
anyways,
Traffic was not that bad, but I know last time I came, it was at least an hour and a half.
I remember you
Not more,
saying
so-
that, and I felt so bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like- Dude, I'm from Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something. When I went to college, I spent 4 hours a day in the fucking car.
Oh,
My girlfriend
God.
at the time bought me an iPod Shuffle and then put a fucking book on it. She put Game of Thrones on there for me to listen to. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, how am I supposed to listen to this book on Shuffle? I couldn't.
that's amazing. Actually,
Yeah, so I said to stay in this relationship, but when we broke up, you bet I pulled that one out. We have this triangle that's formed now that's so weird with movies where it's Blumhouse, A24, and Neon.
Yeah.
And Neon is in
People
the
sleep on
middle of
Neon.
A24 and Blumhouse, where Blumhouse just puts out consistent dog shit.
Yep.
20% there's something good in it, but actually it's it's okay.
The Jordan Peele stuff.
The Jordan Peele stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The what's the movie? Happy Death Day was pretty fun.
I
I
liked
still
the
have
second
not
one.
watched that.
The second one is so
the
good.
second
I
one's
hear
fucking
such
great.
good things about it,
But
and I
yeah.
never watched it because I was like, that looks dumb.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Detention that movie steals from a lot of, but
Oh,
they're
really?
still both really good. But anyway, it's like those movies, the structure for like how the studio worked, I feel like all three of them do that. A24, it's like 80% of the movies are really great.
Yep.
Occasionally there's some stuff that's like, okay, but they're like prestige movies. Neon's in this weird place where it's like Blumhouse that tries to be prestige, but they don't always pull it off. It's like the hit rate on it is like 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
And I like a good amount of the stuff they've done, but now everything you're seeing is coming out of these three studios, and I feel like all the other big studios are afraid to like take a chance. That Wolfman movie was dog shit. It was so bad.
On paper, I got excited, and then I saw the reviews and was like, "Oh no!"
But you look at Smile Smile 2. That's Paramount. That's not one of the triangle ones.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and that's like
Look,
that's
I don't-
one guy. He wrote and directed it,
yeah,
and like did gangbusters on a low budget. There are small gems in these big studio places.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I didn't watch the Wolfman movie, but everything that I know about it and what I've read, I'm like, it's
I
not
don't
worth
fuck
it.
with that.
no, I've
Yeah.
heard it's complete dog
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it looked awful.
It's by somebody that made a good movie, though, isn't it? I can look at this up. Sorry, I have a computer in front of me.
But you're not wrong. It is usually the three, and every so often you'll get something else. You know.
I mean, it's like now we're getting to the point with these like three directors or a couple more from A24 that'll put out consistent stuff. But I do like elevated horror, but I want good, just like trashy slasher fucking movies again too.
You get that from the Terrifier guy.
Yeah.
And he's not going anywhere. He's making
Yeah.
fucking gangbusters.
The Wolfman movie that just came out was written and directed by the guy that did the Invisible Man movie that came out.
Oh,
a few
that's
years ago.
right. Yeah, and that man was good. That movie was good.
That movie was really
Yeah.
good.
Which is
I
why
liked
they
that.
gave him that other movie. Which is why they gave him
Wolfman.
the Wolfman movie.
Yeah.
So they're just going to hand him every Universal property and hope he does something. Because the Mummy movie shit the bed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh, he's good friends with director James Wan. Who
Oh,
Go fucking figure. That man poisons everything he touches.
dude,
Oh, I'm
have
sorry.
you
Are you
hold
guys not fans of
have you guys watched
what's it called?
Malignant?
Malignant? Yes,
yeah.
that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
it's
you
amazing.
and I, because you and I are Jalo fans, we can like.
That's
but
right.
It's also the It's
It's not like I didn't like it
Okay.
either. I liked it for the wrong reasons though, because it's fucking stupid.
it is stupid. It's the most frustrating. It's like getting the best hand job of your life, but you don't come. And it's so weird, and it hurt at the same time. Like, I'm so frustrated by Malignant. I think I made her watch it
Yeah,
with me.
we watched it years ago.
The movie doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
No,
No, I
that's
think
exactly
it
what it
does.
is.
No, I
It
think-
doesn't. Because the beginning of the movie's like, it's a ghost movie. They're like, oh, fuck that shit. It's a Jalo. And then
Well, I
at the end of
think
it, it's like, it's the Matrix.
It's trafficking in a lot of tropes, and I think having fun with it. I when it told me it knew what it was doing was when she goes to that asylum and pulls up on the cliffside,
yes.
and it looks like, oh, this is the cheesiest fucking horror movie you've ever seen, and it's like it knows what it is.
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
and like I was confident that like it wasn't trying to be something it wasn't.
I
You know,
felt like it was Dead Silence, but more entertaining. Where Dead Silence is
Yeah.
just fucking bad.
it's for sure like using that as a reference. Yeah, for sure. Man.
We watched that
It
on
was
my
fun.
front lawn on a projector.
That
You
sounds
didn't miss
sick.
much.
Yeah, we did. No, I know. I know we didn't miss much. This fucking movie is so stupid.
That movie has the edgiest ending, but it pulls it off like so badly. It's so fucking dumb. I don't get that. The last Blumhouse movie I think that it was any good was Black Phone, and I think that right now,
yeah,
now
Yeah.
that they're doing a sequel to it, I'm really worried.
I am
No, they
so
shouldn't even do
worried
that
about
shit.
the sequel because the first one was so good.
yeah.
I really appreciate movies that don't do jump scares just for the sake of jump scares.
Exactly.
That movie has 2 jump scares that are
Legit, like
Earned.
the earned.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, they are a pivotal moment to
Mhm.
drive the plot.
Yeah.
Like they
Oh.
are very important to
that's
the
the
plot.
Doctor Strange guy.
Honestly,
Yeah, it
Jared,
is.
I think you should just cut this as a discussion sidebar thing and put this in an episode because
We've gone long enough. This is 2 episodes.
But I think you should just take do an episode, the state of horror movies right now. And just put them there. Because I mean, we got to end soon, but I could talk about this all fucking day.
Did either of you 3 see The Gorge?
No, but some people were getting hype on it and trying to pitch it to me. I remember because like all my 40K friends know me as the horror guy, you know?
Yeah.
And as time has gone on, people have been like, it had a good concept, but it shit the bed towards the end, and it was actually kind of bad.
The trailer tells me that, basically.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't. It's an Apple TV movie, I believe.
This is you got to torrent this movie. But it's by Scott Derrickson, who did The Black Phone.
Oh, no shit.
And Sinister and Doctor Strange, yeah. That's why it came
Anna
up, and I was like,
Taylor-Joy.
yeah, the cast is interesting. But yeah, the premise is really cool. It's these like 2 spies.
I can read it if you want.
Do you have the 2 highly trained operatives are appointed to post and guard towers on opposite sides of a vast and highly classified gorge, protecting the world from a mystery evil that lurks within. They work together to keep the secret in the gorge. But wow, the Rotten Tomatoes score is not great. Maybe it's not good. The trailer gives away way too much.
Miles Taylor's great. He was great in
he's fantastic.
Crash, right?
Great. Whiplash. That's it. I had to get there.
I was thinking of the Crash symbol.
Yeah.
It's not quite my tempo.
It's also good in Top Gun Maverick.
I do love Top Gun. That was a good movie.
Do we have anything else to say about Blade?
Anything to say about Blade? They don't make them like they used to.
They truly don't.
There will only ever be one Blade.
We'll talk about Blade 2 later, but
just me and you.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not this.
No.
Now that we have a group text, we could just send you guys our thoughts on it.
Yeah, I would actually like to hear what you guys think, because I was actually genuinely shocked that you like the first one more than the second one, considering Aaron, my brother-in-law, likes the second one. I've heard a lot of people, like, I assumed I was going to like the second one more.
It's the Shrek 2 of this
purely because of Del Toro's hand on it.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, you might like it more because of that, and because it has like a team aspect where there's like people with different specialties. And
nope, the first one's better.
You might eat that up, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
the first one's better.
Yeah.
I have a hot take.
What's that?
Oh, God.
Talk to me was bad? Because I'll fucking fight you in the parking lot.
I am a huge Mike Mignola fan. I love Hellboy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do not like the Hellboy Guillermo del Toro movies.
No, that's fine.
Because some of the characters are rewritten.
Yeah.
They're not the characters that they appear in the book.
Right,
Abe
right.
Sapien is Han Solo in the comic book.
Yeah.
He's C-3PO in the movies.
Yeah.
Or I think David Hyde Pierce makes him more of a Niles type.
Change.
Yeah.
Liz does not have a romantic relationship with Hellboy. It's more like a brother-sister relationship.
That felt like a studio
There's a lot of really interesting power dynamics within the comic that are really good.
Yeah.
And that they really could have built on. And they tried to do that with the other movies, but they
the David Harbour one.
Yeah, with the David Harbour one. The thing with the David Harbour one is they tried to do too much of that movie and they fucked it up.
Yeah.
But there's some really good Hellboy stories out there. And I love Mike Mignola. I love his art.
Yeah.
And I just never connected with those movies that way. I think Pan's Labyrinth is amazing.
Oh,
it's a
my
beautiful
God.
movie.
So
I think that's probably his magnum opus, right?
But I feel like people have more
Pacific
seen
Rim.
the Hellboy movies, and that's what they know Guillermo del Toro for, and I just don't like those movies.
I really liked Hellboy 2: The Golden Army.
The aesthetic is on point. Like, he's got great visual.
And that's the thing is I think that Guillermo del Toro's aesthetic is so good.
Yeah.
Crimson Peaks is like that. Crimson Peaks looks great.
That movie is so awful, but it looks
Thank you.
so
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I've never heard anybody else fucking say that the truth about that film, which is so
I did not watch
bad.
it for the longest time. I watched it for the first time maybe like 4 years ago.
Yeah. I do not like it.
Awful.
I do not like it.
It's so bad, but it looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I was raised by a goth weird asshole who I've been watching horror movies since I was really small. And it takes a lot for me to get creeped out or everything. And I go to Halloween Horror Nights all the time.
Yeah.
I am pretty hard to get to jump scare or anything. Years ago, when Crimson Peaks released, I went to the Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood that had the Crimson Peaks maze.
Oh,
and I had something rare happen to me that I had never experienced. There was a room that they had in it that had this mirror image, and there was someone coming through it, and I was looking at it, and It was different where they weren't like cattle lining you like they do here. So I'm in this room, I'm looking at this scene, and I have a group of friends with me, and I turn to look at one of my friends, and this inhuman thing is looking at me. Where first I have a startling moment because it's not my friend, but then the thing that I'm looking at does not look like a person in his costume. And for the first time in my life doing a Halloween maze, my blood ran cold.
Yeah.
And I became so excited that I felt this way about it.
They popped a fucking huge chub.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm looking at the scene where the side of the head is caved in, and it just looks unreal. It doesn't look like a person is wearing a suit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that. The way the prosthetic works is just like, and I'm excited, like, because I'm feeling like terror for the first time in a maze. Like it was like a jump, like, huh, and then oh my god, like my body like froze. So I walked out of that. And I was like, I have to see this fucking movie because I have to see this thing. I have to experience what this thing is.
Yeah.
And then I watch the movie, and it's CGI, and it's dumb, and it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
The movie looks good. The acting's terrible. The whole story doesn't make sense how it unravels and everything. So I was just like so disappointed at this thing. But the movie looks cool, but yeah. And I feel like that's in a lot of Guillermo del Toro movies. Like, I feel like I consistently have that experience, except for Pan's Labyrinth and The Shape of Water. Pacific Rim. Yeah.
Did you watch his Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix a couple years ago?
I started watching it.
I think you and I watched some of them together. Maybe.
Yeah.
I really liked it. There were some standouts, and some stinkers, but was that playing on there? Oh yeah, the volume.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
I opened Netflix. Sorry. But yeah, there were some really good ones. Like, oh my god, the one that has Dan Snyder in it, Hello Glow, where the girl is like applying the skin cream.
My brain is Swiss cheese. I cannot remember everything. Was that the infomercial one?
Yeah.
Yes,
she keeps buying the skin cream. That's like,
oh yeah,
man, that one was good.
Yeah, she ends up, and her husband is like going off to work every day, and she's coming back and putting it.
Buying
that's
more
a really
of it,
great
putting more of it on.
That's I think it's Lauren Lapkus is the character. No,
it's the girl from Hall & Oates.
Oh yeah, Garfunkel and Oates.
Garfunkel and Oates. Yeah, sorry. I remember watching that show on IFC when it aired, and I was like, "What is this show called?" And I could never get it right then.
All right, guys. Well,
yeah, it's midnight.
Yeah. Holy shit! Is it really?
Yeah. I'm going to Disney tomorrow, or later today.
Good lord. Okay, let's wrap this up. Well, for my co-host, I'm Jared. Take care. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye. Good night. Debaser, a film podcast, is hosted and produced by Will Taylor and Jared Rusk. The show is mixed and edited by Jared Rusk. The theme song is also by Jared Rusk. The cover art is by Dog Bites Back on Instagram. Special thanks to Haley and Courtney for their love and understanding. Check out debaserpod.com for links to all of our episodes and to find us on social media like Blue Sky, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you for listening, and take care of each other.